live here from Las Vegas Motorspeedway. My name's Mason Flagar. I'm here with James R. Hurley. James, you're at Las Vegas tonight. You know, you've raced here before with some of these guys. How do you think this race is going to go?
I mean, this is a track, I think that can go pretty much anyway. Tire saving is going to be a huge factor here, especially, we get later in these runs. 80 laps around here is not a short distance of time for sure. So tire saving is definitely going to come into a factor here, and I think part of that is going to be figuring out who can save the tires the best, and who can do that the best and get there at the end.
Yeah, and I think a good starting spot is going to be pretty important here, as we're looking at Brock Whiteman right now in the 41 truck, ripping the top on his first time lap. We're at 3 and 4 right now. Really bumpy track here, James. With that, what's going to be the key to saving tires here and having the tires late race?
I think main factor is, I'm not the greatest, with tire saving myself. But I think just finding a good rhythm, where you're not stretching the tires too much, and just keep your car clean, and keep those tires fairly not beat up.
Yeah, right now Andon Thompson and Cole Darcy identical lap times. Right now Andon Thompson though a little bit faster right now, and to the top is going to be Brock Whiteman. Dylan Gross goes second quick. Connor Gibson now on his second lap. Cole Darcy completes his second fastest. Andon Thompson goes fourth fastest. Shane Haar fifth fastest. Connor Gibson through 3 complete his laps. Complete his qualifier. Fourth quick, Bivens to the top. He's been very quick all season so far. A third and a win last week. James, how big is going to be starting position here tonight? Because we've seen good starting spots, and Bivens last week didn't have the greatest starting spot. Great finish, picking up the win, up 14 spots.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's going to be a huge factor, because if like you mentioned, Mark picked up the win last week from a not so good starting spot, and I go as far to say I feel like Auto Club and Vegas are fairly similar as far as tire wear management goes. So I think I don't think you're going to need an incredibly good starting spot to win this race today, but I think you're definitely if you are starting further in the back, you're going to have to conserve your tires a little bit more and decide when you're going to push and try and get to the field.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see. Drew Cox goes second quick, Josh Brackett third. Those two have been very good. Emerson J. Arden completes his second laps, as well as Steven Henry. Benjamin F. Romano coming to complete his final lap across the line. He goes 15th to 9th, jumping a couple spots there.
And one thing I wanted to mention as well, I was taking a look at the practice times before we started qualifying here. It from majority of these people in practice, it looks like a very close field. I've seen a couple laps in practice that were all fairly similar in time. I think we're in for a fairly competitive race tonight.
Yeah, looks to be 20 cars tonight. Pretty good field. Emerson J. Arden completing his laps, getting into the pit lane. Looks like Mark Allen Bivens will be on pole tonight. It's qualifying, getting ready to wrap up here. 4 cars have not completed their qualifying laps. Next car to go on track is going to be Ryan Peters in the 24. Qualifying is going to be over. He's not going to be able to get his lap in. It is go time. Here from Las Vegas, the field getting set to go racing. Here from Las Vegas, field getting lined up. 20 cars here tonight. We're going to run you through your starting lineup. Let's take a look at your starting lineup here. On pole, it's going to be Mark Allen Bivens in the Young Gun 76. Second, Drew Cox. Third, Josh Brackett. Fourth, Brock Whiteman. Fifth, Dylan Gross. Sixth, Stephen Henning Jr. Seventh, Elijah Fisher. Eighth, Jordan Parker. Ninth, Emerson J. Arden. 10th, Benjamin Romano. 11th, Shane Haar. 12th, Connor Gibson.
And rolling up in P13, we have Andon Thompson in the 15, and 14th next to him is Cole Darcy. In 15th, we have Cameron Wettenberg, and in 16th, Tommy Lemley. 17th, Levi Ramsey. 18th, Robert Doucette, and in 19th, Ryan Peters, and rounding out your field in 20th, MJ Palmer.
20-car field tonight, pretty good. Still waiting on 3 drivers to grid. You know, let's dial up your pole sitter, Mark Allen Bivens. Mark, get space in the copy.
Gotcha.
Great lap from you, putting it on pole after not so great of a start last week. You know, how are you going to capitalize on your starting position?
Definitely don't want to speak too soon on anything, but I feel like we have a good shot for tonight. I feel pretty strong at these 1.5 miles, especially especially with the truck. And I don't think I've ever won at Vegas in here, so it'd be nice to add that one to my trophy case and to my record. So yeah, so we're gonna keep on building, and hopefully we can get it done tonight.
And capitalized off of other people's misfortune. We'll go with last week. You know, how are you going to try and capitalize on that this week?
Yeah, I feel like last week I just hit it on the nose with the pit strategy. I feel like I was able to make the strategy work in any situation. So yeah, we're just going to continue to try to keep that pace that we had last week, and keep doing the right strategy calls, and hopefully we can go bring home the second victory of the season.
Good race, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you.
How big is it going to be? How big is this start going to be right here? A lot of pretty good drivers. Got one guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to be very interesting, but we get ready to take the green flag here in Vegas.
Pace car is off, inboard start zone, green flag is out. We're racing from Vegas. Bivens out to an amazing jump there. He's going to stay clear. Now they're going to be side by side. Almost 3 wide now for the race lead. Brock Whiteman going to lead the start. Still side by side. He puts it on that high line.
Man, what a move from the 41.
Yeah, great move from the 41. Really using that high line. Getting to a 3/10 gap now to Bivens.
I don't want to make calls here too early, but I think the 41 is looking like the a very strong contender for this race today. I mean, he rocketed on the outside of the 76 Bivens. and just extended that lead now to almost 4 tenths.
3 wide now for second. That's Drew Cox, Bivens, and Parker. Bivens in the middle now. Bracket on the bottom. Parker on the high side. 3 wide throughout the field now. Almost 4 wide. A lot of multi-groove racing here to start this race off. Contact in the back. 75 around.
Oh, he hits the 2 as well.
Massive
Big
wreck,
wreck in the
big
back.
one.
Oh, the 76 Bivens is around as well.
Bivens seems to have kept it all good. 75 of Emerson J. Arden. Thought he was around with heavy damage. Both quarter panels knocked out on that car. Looks to be big wheel damage on that race car. Caution flies here on lap 4. It's going to be the first caution flag of the day.
That was a huge hit from the 75.
Yeah, let's take a look. Right here with the 75 of Emerson J. Arden. Contact there. Hard to tell. The 23 is coming down. 75. Big hit. Oh, the 2 car of Elijah Fisher gets a little bit of air there. The 6 car of Levi Ramsey sliding through the grass. Ryan Peters seems to have made it through all right. Let's ride on board with him. A lot of cars. There's the 6 sliding through the grass. Another car in the grass. A couple cars in the grass. Bivens going to be one of the first cars out of pit road here.
I believe Bivens went for a bit of a spin, but I believe he saved it, but it looked like he was a little bit loose going through the tri-oval.
Yeah, let's actually take a look at that. Right there, the wrecking behind him. Oh, yeah, big save there. Kind of started ping-ponging between the 2 cars. Couldn't tell who that was. Let's ride on board, though, with Elijah Fisher. He went for a while.
A tough break for the 2. I mean, it's not really much you can do here.
23 came down hard. 2 tires off the ground. Pretty big damage. Elijah Fisher, Shane Haar, both in the pits still, as well as Emerson. He's out of the pits now. Benjamin F. Romano out of the pits as well. Caution flies on lap number 4, though. You know, James, it's going to be pretty big to keep your car clean, in my opinion. How big does that really play a factor in these early wrecks? So, you know, they were 3 and 4 wide there. It's only a matter of time.
I mean, yeah, like you said, they were 3 and 4 wide. I was honestly not really just not expecting that this early in the race at a track like Las Vegas. I mean, obviously, they can go that 3 wide here at Vegas, but I mean, I just wasn't expecting that to happen this early in the race. And when drivers are going 3, 4 wide like that, all night potentially, I mean, it's going to cause some crashes, especially with tire wear. So, keeping your car clean is going to be definitely a huge factor with that, and I think it's also going to be, a huge factor on, your decision making. Like, do you want to, do you hang in the back and try and keep your car clean, or do you just go up front and try and avoid the wrecks? But I mean, trying to get up front if you're in the back, it's gonna be difficult now, especially with them going 3 and 4 wide in the middle.
Yeah, we've seen already good racing throughout the field, though. They were 3 and 4 wide, 3 wide. It seemed for a second there for the race lead coming out of turn 4 on the initial start. And we still got Tommy Lemley coming out of the road now. By Ramsey just getting out. Elijah Fisher still in. Shane Haar still in. I would expect these guys to be out of pit road pretty soon, depending on damage. But they have already came back in the second time around. Shane Haar now out of pit road. Shell 22. Good to see them continue his choose cone here. Brock White gonna choose the top side. Seems like he's been comfortable on the high side. But look at that. Everybody, it seems, chooses bottom. Quite a bit of those back. First car will go from 10th up to 6th. The MJ Palmer there. Bivens will go from about 12th to around that 8th position, lining up outside row 4. As the field
one thing,
starts to catch back up.
One thing I want to ask, obviously you've raced here before as well. I mean, we've seen how these cars are going through 2, 3 wide already. How is it, how's that gonna, affect, these cars that are, single file back on the inside line? I mean, like, once they start fanning out, how aggressive do you think this restart's gonna be here?
I think it might help some of these guys to not be aggressive here on this restart. Only time will tell. This car is gonna make weird, hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Rob Whiteman is going to lead us through. We're going to start zone 3 once again. Here from Las Vegas. 2 by 2 now, 3 wide already. That's Cole Darcy on the bottom of that 3 wide. He's going to make it work and get by the 74 and 31 there. Box side by side, 3 wide now for the race lead.
Jordan Parker really shot that gap up between the 21 and the 41. I mean, you have to respect that. That's not an easy gap to make, with side drafting and such too. But he's going to try and make it work, and he's going to try and tuck him behind that 21 car.
Yeah, that's 3 wide behind that looked to be Bivens in the middle. Battle for the lead still though. Drew Cox on the bottom. Jordan Parker on the top. Drew Cox got his teammate Josh Rafter there on the bottom. So he's going to be able to clear Jordan Parker in the 3 and 4.
Yeah, this is looking, to shape up, it'd be a great battle for the lead. We have 3, 4, 5 cars up here all challenging for the lead spot. But it's just going to be a matter of, who can conserve enough to get up there without burning yourself up.
Pretty big run from the 41 there, out of turn 2. We'll get to that bumper of the 65. Still starting to spread out now. Got about a second gap from first to 10.
Looks like we're 3 wide.
Yeah, 3
the
wide.
31, the 12, and the 64.
Cole Darcy there on the bottom. 12 got really loose. That was Steve and Henry. As they're side by side down for the race. Lee Jordan Parker makes the aggressive move to the bottom. Not going to be able to get under the 21 of Drew Cox. It's going to be the lone 41 on the high side. Parker's going to jump back up. Now drop behind.
He's got to the inside.
Yeah, he's going into the inside now. Jordan Parker trying to take the race lead.
Yeah, I was surprised the 21 gave him that inside line, because as far as I'm aware, that the car on the outside, if you're on the apron, doesn't technically have to let you back on. I mean, I'm surprised he gave him the room there, coming back up the racetrack, and it looks like he's gonna pay for it.
Yeah, 3 wide now, third. That's Bracky on the bottom, Palmer in the middle. That looked to be Brock Whiteman on the high side, still side by side with the race lead. Right on board, Jordan Parker. Right behind him, he's going to block that bottom of MJ Palmer. He's going to slide up. Contact! The massive hit! Upside down's the 4! Caution flies, they're still wrecking! 81's around into the wall. Robert Doucette hard into the wall after the back. MJ Palmer was upside down. Caution is back out here on lap 14. A massive wreck. Elijah Fisher possibly in it as well. Drew Cox with big damage.
I don't want to say the two is involved in this wreck yet. I haven't seen enough, but if the 2 is involved,
yeah, looks like his car's fine, just trying to let by. But man, look at the damage on the 21 there.
Man, that 4 car took such a massive hit to the outside. That's not the only wreck we've seen in turn 3 and 4 area of the racetrack, where a car gets slammed that aggressively into the wall. I mean, that was a massive wreck. He was into the catch fence on top of the safer barrier on his side, and luckily rested back down on all 4 wheels. But I mean, that was a huge wreck.
It was kind of a weird wreck there. It's hard to see. Slow it down. The 4 just starts to slide up. Contact there seems to be possibly a little bit of net code, and then just gets turned. Oh, that car's already coming off the ground there, on the safer barrier, into the catch fence roof first, on his side. Both teammates, the 21 and the 20, involved. Now let's see what happened to Robert Doucette here. Him and the 6 just coming together, trying to avoid it. Just gets turned around. That back end of that race car gets real light. Man, a massive wreck there.
I mean, I just don't think there was much that 81 could have done. I mean, I think he was just caught in the crossfire of this wreck they were already wrecking. It was kind of similar to the two.
Not really anywhere he could go.
It was similar to the 2 in this first wreck, the first wreck of the day, of the night. Sorry, and with the 2 car of Jordan.
Elijah Fisher.
Yeah. Of Elijah Fisher. I mean, he just got caught up in it. I mean, not much to do. Crazy start to the night here in Vegas. Crazy start to the night.
A lot of cars going through the grass there. I think a crazy start's an understatement.
It's something.
Oh yeah, just right up on the safer barrier, a massive wreck.
Parts of the car flying as well. I mean, it's just it's got to be a pretty big wreck if parts of the car is flying down the racetrack. So
yeah,
I mean. That car is up into the catch fence. I mean, I think, in previous seasons, we pretty much have had, barely anyone flip or even get airborne into the catch fence. I think in 3 races we've had at least like 9 flips and maybe a couple more than that into the catch fence.
Yeah, a lot of cars getting airborne this season. We're gonna be
I wonder
we're gonna be right back here in Las Vegas. Wild wreck brings out a caution here on lap 14. Back here from Daytona, Shoes going to be Jordan Parker on the bottom. Cole Darcy right behind him. Brock Whiteman on the top. Benjamin Romano. James, if you were in Jordan Parker's position, only lap 17, what line are you choosing here?
I'm personally choosing. I think it depends. I mean, it depends how he feels his tires are. I mean. Maybe go bottom but I mean, you really can only go flat out on the bottom for so long on a set of tires before you have to start lifting. So I think we're past that stage. So I think the bottom is still the right play here, but that top line has shown pretty strong.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who's headed for tires already. It seems like Jimmy Cox, Cameron Weisenberg, Andrew Thompson, MJ Palmer, Connor Gibson all take tires. Sorry, not Connor Gibson, Josh Brackett. Back in the restart zone, we're bringing again an amazing start from Jordan Parker. Brock Whiteman, not a great start. No jump to the bottom. This field, starting to see the foul back out now. And Carter is side by side with Robert Doucette.
Cole Darcy after second, and he got a really good start on there as well, able to clear the 41. But Jordan Parker, man, just clearing the field out front at the line, looking like it's going to be.
Robert Doucette back up the tracks, or sorry, the 6, through the grass of the 22 with Shane Hall. We're back under caution again.
And tough break for the 81. Just was involved in that last caution and immediately back around. Don't think he hit anything. Don't think he had hit anything too bad this time, but.
No, it seems like pretty. It seems like just a little bit of rear end damage. Everything's fine otherwise. Take a look at what happened to Robert Doucette. 6 just got under him.
Really mild.
The 24. That is Brian Peters. Just barely got into him. Let's ride on board. Let's ride on board the 21 of Drew Cox. Oh, yeah, wow. Extremely close call there. For the 21 of Drew Cox. It's the 6 gets hit. Oh, as well as Elijah Fish. Another caution here. And it's going to be Jordan Parker, your race leader. Right behind him, Cole Darcy, Brock Whiteman, Benjamin Romano, Stephen Henning, Dylan Gross, Tommy Lemley, Mark Allen Bivens, Emerson Arden, and Cameron Weisenberg rounding out your top 10. You know, James, I mean, a lot of aggressive racing here to start the night off. Only 20 laps in, 61 laps to go. When do you think some of these guys are going to start to pit?
I mean, I'm not too sure, you know, with what their fuel window looks like, but I mean, I imagine you can't go that long with only 50% fuel. And I mean, but if you know these cautions are, you know, as frequent as they have been right now, you probably can, you know, make it on just a few stops, you know, every so often just to top up on fuel. But you know, with how these races have been, you know, the last 2 weeks, I mean, you also never know. I mean, you have to play it by you know, a little bit off strategy, but you have to play it a little bit off of timing as well.
Third caution tonight, lap 21 already. You know, how aggressive these guys can be after already a couple guys have to take fast fence. MJ Palmer, he went root first in the catch fence. It'd be insane for him to not take one. Definitely wasn't in the pits for that long. I mean, how aggressive do you want to be? You've seen all these wrecks happen. You want to be aggressive and, you know, be possibly involved in one, or try and run it safe?
You know, I mean, I'm thinking, at least, you know, just from how I see it, you know, and as having raced here before too, you know, I think, I mean, you know, if I was on there, you know, I would just, you know, I'd be taking it a little bit more, you know, careful. Obviously, you know, we've already had 3 cautions in the race, and we're, you know, before lap 20, you know, officially, you know, hitting lap 21 now, and so, you know, you'd think, you know, these drivers would start kind of playing it a little bit safe, try to string out and just get some laps in here, but I mean, it seems like we just keep having caution after caution. So I mean, we'll have to see how they play it, but I would be a little bit more careful here.
Yeah, looks to be Tooth Cone this time by. We'll see where the leaders go. Jordan Parker's going to choose the bottom. Gibbons will go to the top, as well as Tommy Lemley. Other drivers choosing. It looks to be Emerson Arden in the 75. He'll be the next car behind Gibbons to choose. Then Weisenberg and Thompson. Back here in the back. Stephen Henning Jr. will be on that bottom. Josh Brackett on the bottom as well. Drew Cox, possibly on the bottom. I mean, you've heard a lot of things about this track. People I've talked to today have been expecting it to be, pack racy. It has been so far. It's almost been like Daytona with the wrecks. But James, do you think if we get a green flag run, it'll get spread out enough? I mean, we already have guys inside the top 10, top 5 even, that have pitted for fuel already. First car is going to be Benjamin Romano and Tommy Lemon. So
yeah, I think if we get a decent, maybe like 15, 20 laps, green flag runs in here, and they all start settling in, I think we'll get single file out. But it's going to be a matter of if we can get to that point. But so we'll have to see.
NASCAR lights are off. We're going to get ready to go back green flag racing once again. Here from Las Vegas. Green flag is back out. We're racing once again. A great start from Jordan Parker. They're 3 wide back here. That's going to be Ryan Peters. Field starts to get spread out once again. Jordan Parker gets out to a big lead. Darcy, Brock Whiteman, Benjamin Romano. Darcy's under pressure from Whiteman. For that second spot, they're side by side all the way back to about 8th. That's going to be Emerson Harden.
It seems like Jordan Parker's built a fairly solid lead out front, almost 4/10.
Oh, big contact there with the 61 and 41. Looked like the 41 had to check up to make sure the 64 was clear.
And this time at the line, that lead from Jordan Parker goes from 3/10 down by a little bit, not a whole lot, but still just a little bit, showing that the 61 is improving. But now the 41 goes to the outside of the 61, trying to make some moves on the outside like he did earlier for the race lead, and he's going to clear the 61 on the outside, potentially maybe here. It looks like it.
41 Brock Whiteman gets clear of Cole Darcy in the 64. Side by side though for third now. It's Lennon and Darcy. Behind him, it's side by side Romano and Bivens. Behind them, it's Gross and Arden, side-by-side as well. A lot of side-by-side throughout the field. Now, getting clear is Tommy Lemon.
Yeah, right now, I want to talk about, obviously, Tommy Lemley started this race 16th. He's now running 3rd.
Up 13 spots, really good for him.
I mean, yeah, I think part of that had to do with with some of the wrecks we have, but I mean, regardless, that's still a huge improvement. And I think if he can stay up here, I mean, I think that's gonna be a huge benefit for him.
Yeah, Brock Whiteman looked to the bottom there on Jordan Parker. Don't forget Mark Allen Bivens. He's charging back up through the field. Not on newer tires. Just more fuel in that race car. Now side by side for the lead. Parker on the bottom. Whiteman on the top. Lemley's gonna split the middle. He'll go to the bottom. He'll be side by side. Parker's gonna clear.
Lemley wants to look at the lead. He's down to the inside. Here comes the 37 down to the inside. 3 wide for the lead between the 37, the 65, and the 41. And Tommy Lemley.
Crossover.
Jordan Parker's.
Oh, he turned it!
Oh,
he turned upside down! Into the catch fence!
Into the catch fence again!
Oh, a massive wreck! MJ Palmer involved again!
They're still wrecking.
Bivens around.
Multiple cars.
Bivens is involved. A lot of good race cars involved here on lap 29.
Lots of cars airborne. They were still wrecking long after the caution.
Cole Darcy makes it through. Benjamin Romano makes it through. Emerson Arden made it through. Weidenberg, Gibson, Deja, Dylan Gross, MJ Palmer got through with a little bit of damage. Tommy Lemley, though, he's going to have to jump the pits. His day is going to be hurt. A massive wreck here on lap 29.
It's honestly starting to remind me a little bit of Daytona here, Mason, with how many of these cars we've seen flip. But I mean, it looks like a little bit to me. If you want to check it out, after the wreck, was going over. The 15 took a huge hit up the racetrack into the 76.
That must be how the 76 went around. Let's take a look at the blimp cam here. This might give us 4 wide. And 65 comes up. He gets turned into the 37. Gets hit again. Kind of bounced in between the wall. Upside down. Into the catch fence. Take a look at the 15. Everybody spreading through.
That's the second car tonight that's gone on. That's the second car tonight that's gone on top of the safer barrier.
Oh, Elijah Fisher barely made it through that. No. Oh, and Bivens just gets T-boned. Dylan Gross is involved. Let's ride on board with the 15 car of Andon Thompson. Oh, man. Giant hit, a blown engine, it sounds like. Somebody had a blown engine there. Let's ride on board with the 37 of Tommy Lemley. He went for a wild ride. Into the catch fence. Engine blown.
Minute.
Not a good run so far for a lot of these drivers.
And I think if you want to, I think you want to bring in Markel Movens just to get his because I believe he was right behind that as it all happened.
Yeah, he was right there in the middle of it all.
See.
Let's bring in Mark Allen Bivens. See if we can dial him up. Mark, it's Mason and James up here in the booth.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, you were right in the middle of that. What transpired there?
It was, I mean, I just felt like it was, I tried to give, Jordan a push, and he went down to the apron, and then I had my nose stuck in there. He came up a little bit. I mean, it was deemed a race incident. I mean, I feel like it was. I feel like I maybe should have backed out. But, yeah, I mean, it's whatever. We talked it out. We're fine. Didn't help that whenever I went into pits, it didn't take my fast repair, so I had to take 20 seconds of optionals. But, sorry, 20 seconds of required. But, yeah, so I think that we'll get this sorted out, and hopefully we can run cleaner to the end. So far, it's been kind of a crapshoot. For the first however many laps, but yeah, we'll get it figured out.
Yeah, fourth caution, lap 32. And that, I believe, is our third car getting air this race.
And you know, one thing I wanted to ask, obviously, you after the caution came out, obviously already they were still wrecking, and it looks like you got T-boned by the 15. Is there any input on that?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't really look at it, didn't get a chance to see it, so I'm not going to speak on something I don't know about. I'm not going to get it off my head. So yeah, I mean, if something happened and it's his fault, then it's his fault. If it's my fault, then it's my fault.
Thank you, Mark, and we'll hopefully talk to you later.
Alright, that's it.
Yes, I did.
Right in the middle of all that, you know, what transpired there from your windshield?
Well, I mean, it was just really hard racing, and you know, Mark was just in my blind spot in my mirrors where I couldn't see him, and I heard my spotter tell me that there was a car outside, and yeah, 1 second, that there was a car outside, and you know, I come back up, he comes back down, we zigged, he zagged, and yeah, it's just a racing incident. You know, me and him talked it out. We're good though. Got a fast truck here tonight, led some laps on, got a good feel for the tires, and gonna go get a win for Tyler Hightower tonight.
Jordan. Well, good luck in the rest of the race. Hope to talk to you later.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Jordan Parker, 65 row. Pace car, lights are off, wheels doubled up. We're getting ready to go back green. Emerson Arden leading us to green. Elijah Fisher on the outside. Green flag is out. Elijah Fisher with an amazing start. He'll get the lead off of an amazing jump there.
And I just want to confirm one thing with you, Mason. This is the same car that was involved in that lap wreck, was it not? The 2 car was the one that was involved, and now he's out here leading the race.
He had 2 tires off the ground. Oh, a little bit of contact there. 75 and the 30. A little bit of contact there. They're 3, almost 4 wide behind. That's Cole Darcy. Oh, and that's the 6. I believe iRacing are walking in with a 3 wide situation. Those on the bottom of the loose. Up front, it's Emerson Arden. Elijah Fisher race lead. Emerson Arden 7. Connor Gibson and Brock Whiteman battling it out for that 3rd spot. We got 3 wide back here. Oh, the 65 is going to go around. Oh, and he's going to come back down and hit Josh Brackett. Oh, into 15. Caution flies once again. Oh! Just got a big wreck there for a lot of guys. You know, big wheel damage right there. It looks for the 20. Trying to get back to pit road.
It sucks for Jordan Parker, involved again, I believe he said. You know, I think, you know, I mean, he was just involved in a big wreck last time out, and immediately back involved in another one.
Austin 5, let's take a look at what happened. It all started back here with the 65. It's just getting swallowed up really slow there off the pace, actually. So, something wasn't oh, it's very loose, possibly that damage goes up to 22. Slides down into 20. 20 with a broken right front, comes hard back up into the 15. Big right there, 20. And seems like Jordan Parker got out of it pretty alright. It's right on board with Tommy Lemley in the 37. He had a pretty good view of this. Caution is out for the 5th time tonight, and it seems like Elijah Fisher is going to sacrifice his track position to get 4 fresh Goodyear tires, maybe just some fuel. We're from Las Vegas. We'll be right back.
Isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here from Las Vegas, Emerson Arden, your race leader, 5th caution of the night, came out on lap 35. 2 laps to green, James, I mean, we talked about it earlier. How aggressive do you want to be? We've already seen 5 wrecks tonight, 5 cautions, 2 cars into the catch race. You know, with a lot of guys not having fast repairs now. How do you think the racing is going to be with the aggressiveness?
You know, I mean, I was saying earlier, you know, I think, you know, if you're these drivers, you know, you've already had 5 cautions tonight. You've already had 4 of which have been major wrecks. Which I mean, I think that says something about aggressiveness. You know, if you only had 1 wreck, you know, that was just just a car going around and into the infield. I think the driver's got to kind of tone down the aggressiveness a little bit. Just try and make it, you know, on a run here. But for me personally, just the way we've been running, I don't think it's gonna happen. But you know, I think they got to tone it down just a little bit and try and get some green flag action here.
Yeah, we'll be going green with 41 laps to go, about halfway in this race. Looks right now, it's going to be whoever can survive longest without damage. We've already seen how damage can affect the race car. We saw the 65 get really loose with some rear end and side damage. And we'll see here. You know, it seems like a couple guys chose not to take tires after a couple wrecks. Be another thing. Emerson J. Arden going to be your race leader and the control car on the high side. It's going to be Arden on the high side, Whiteman on the bottom, Gibson right behind Arden, Darcy on the bottom. Field getting ready to go back racing into the restart zone. We're green once again. Emerson Arden got a great restart. Bivens going to jump to the top and make it 3 wide. That's our answer with the aggressiveness. Already 3 wide in the back. Almost 4 wide now in some spots.
I think, like you said, that's our answer. Immediately, Bivens hops right up to the outside. Didn't waste any time getting up there, trying to make up some ground. But I think, another thing I want to touch on as well. Every single restart tonight so far, the leader has just gotten such a great start. I wonder if it's just something about being the control car here at Vegas. You know, you can just launch yourself into that restart zone.
Yeah, well, especially with it being whenever you're in the restart zone, you can go. You throw people off as the field starting to single file out. Now Whiteman's going to go to the top. He's going to be side by side for the race lead. The 64 is going to push the 75 out there. Now the 64 look to the bottom. Still looking to the bottom. Not going to be able to make 3. 3 wide now for the race lead. Darcy on the bottom.
It's the apron, backs out. I think that's a smart call there. You don't want to go down there and get yourself involved in a spin out and come back up the racetrack. Could have been a big incident. So I think get on the 64 back out there and just try again a little bit later.
Well, it's right on board with the 64, Cole Darcy. It's going to pull right to the back bumper on the 75. He'll take it 3 wide now for second. Gibson on the high side. He hit the apron a little bit. 3 wide now. 3 wide's been a big cause of the wrecks tonight. They're going to make it through turn 1 and 2 clean. And they do the same through 3 and 4.
Contact within 75 and the 31.
Darcy got shoved below the apron there. Now he's going to be side by side with Weisenberg. Brock Whiteman out to a big lead now as the field starts to get a green flag run going. We'll start to see who really has been saving those tires. We're going to contact there between Ryan Peters. Sorry, Cameron in the 32 and Cole Darcy in the 64. Field's starting to get bunched up back here, though.
Here comes Connor Gibson, though. Connor Gibson wants to try and get a shot at the lead. He's going to pull right up to the 41. Goes to the inside, entering turn number 3.
He's going to stick right on that quarter panel.
It's side by side, no longer out of turn number 4. It's still going to be Brock Whiteman leading here, going to lap 46. Connor Gibson's going to have to try again. Caution's out again.
Caution flagged once again. It's going to be Tommy Lemley. He is around in the 37.
And I hate to say it again, but Jordan Parker might be involved again.
Oh! Oh! Tempers are flaring here under caution. Shane Haar's around. And it seems like Shane Haar, he's going to also have 4 out of here.
Tempers are flaring here in Vegas.
Let's see what happened. 65 gives the 22 a hit, and then the 22 just comes right back down.
Man, tempers flaring here in Vegas. Things escalating quickly as we have our 6th caution of the night. Man, I mean, Mason, going into this race, were you expecting 6 cautions before we even, before pretty much at the halfway point?
That's honestly the thing I didn't expect. We still haven't looked at what caused our initial caution flag there. It's Tommy Lemley in the 37. Oh, that seems to be where it all started. Let's take a look. It was the 62 and the 22. Sorry, the 65 and the 22. If we can get a camera on them. '22 kind of comes down in the 65, and then 37 goes around. He gets it saved. Caution flag flew. Let's see. Right there. 22 hits the wall and comes right back down across the nose of the 65. Let's ride on board with the 65 of Jordan Parker through this entire thing. Kind of nowhere to go there. Seems like 22 kind of came down into him. Caution came out.
Man, this has been one chaotic race. I mean, this is the last thing I was expecting going into this race. I mean, usually Vegas, you'll see a couple cautions, late run, with tire wear starting to affect people. I mean, I don't think we've had a green flag run long enough for tire wear to be an issue.
Seems like, yeah, right, exactly. Seems like the only car coming down pit road this time is going to be Connor Gibson. Last time he pitted was quite a while ago, about 31, so about 19 laps. We'll see. Is it going to be fuel only or tires? Looks to be 4 tires and fuel there for the 31 car of Connor Gibson. Connor Gibson, only car that's going to be on the freshest tires, it seems. Getting back in. He's going to be about equal with MJ Palmer. Everybody from MJ Palmer down to Connor Gibson is on fresh tires. Sorry, everybody from Mark Allen Bivens to Connor Gibson on fresh tires. It'll be pretty entertaining to watch them fly through the field on about 19 lap different tires.
I think it's going to be one thing that's going to be, especially interesting now. It is going to be, with tempers that started flaring, now we're about close to 30 laps to the end now, roughly. So I mean, how bad is that going to affect the rest of this race?
battle field single file here at Las Vegas for this restart. Possibly due to the amount of cautions. We're going to be restarting with 30 to go.
I second that. We do have confirmation from race control that we are doing a single file restart.
Single file restart. You're on lap
that was the last
50.
thing I expected today.
Yeah. If you asked me to make a bet on it, I'd have probably bet no that this wouldn't happen. But single file restart here from Las Vegas. It'll be Brock Whiteman in control of it. Now, how's this going to play a factor with people on new tires?
It's gonna be one interesting restart here. This was not on my bingo card for this race. Definitely not at all. But gonna be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, into the restart zone. Green flag is out. Let's see how the field spreads out here. Entry of 1. Field gonna say pretty single file out. First car to jump to the bottom is gonna be Mark Allen Bivens.
I believe Jordan Parker also hopped to the bottom along with the 32.
Quite a few guys. Oh, they are 4 wide. Now back to 3. That's Bivens on the bottom. Doucette in the middle and Palmer on the high side. It's the battle back here for 8th. Doucette's going to try and cross over on Bivens. Not going to make it work. Back up front, Brock Whiteman's going to be leading. On the bottom. Right behind him, Dylan Gross. Right in front of him, Cameron Weisenberg. We're starting to get spread out. Looks like possibly we might be able to get a green flag pit stop, possibly. At least a green flag run. Right on board, Cameron Weisenberg. He's going to jump to the bottom. Side by side for that second position. He's battling there with Emerson Arden. Arden in 75 on the high side. Arden isn't going to be able to keep the spot. Cameron in the 32 is going to be able to clear. He'll single file out all the way back to the 12 car of Stephen Henning about their 14th, 15th area. Couple cars a lap down or more. Lemley in that free pass position. As long as he's not involved in a wreck, we'll get if we get a caution. Now the battle for the lead. Brock Whiteman has pressure from Cameron Weisenberg. He's gonna jump to the bottom. Can he make it stick? 25 to go here from Vegas. Weisenberg. He's stuck on that high side. He had pressure from Emerson Arden. Now Emerson Arden is under pressure with Benjamin Romano.
Great battle for the lead we got going on here at Vegas as we enter turn number 2 onto the back straightaway. Huge field separation now.
Whiteman under pressure. Cameron Weisenberg. Emerson Arden there in third. Here's Mark Allen Bivens. Freshest tires in the field. There's Elijah Fisher pulling out behind the 23. He's on new tires as well. Bivens now, he's going to pull ahead of the 75 to get clear in the 1. Mark Allen Bivens now up to third.
Bivens has fought back. He's gotten involved in a couple wrecks this race so far. I mean, it looks like it hasn't affected him too much, but man, 41 of Brock Whiteman out in front by quite a margin. Bivens gets by the 32, and he's going to try and go chase down that 41 truck.
Well, we heard earlier he had taken his fast repair during that one big wreck. Now about a 2/10 gap. Fastest trucks on track. It's going to be Mark Allen Bivens and Elijah Fisher there in fourth. Dylan Gross, he's going to make a green flag pit stop here. Seems to possibly be an unscheduled pit stop. Oh, possibly scheduled. Brock Whiteman, the race leader. He's going to drop to pit road. And he's going to bring a massive bunch with him. Bivens, your race leader now. Cole Darcy second. Elijah Fisher third. Levi Ramsey, the last car that's on this late strategy that hasn't pitted. Doucette, though, he jumped to the bottom there. Battle for the lead, though. That's going to be between Bivens and Darcy. Darcy's had a fast car all night. He's the 10th quicker there. Fastest car on track, Connor Gibson. Don't forget about him. All on the same tires now. Elijah Fisher, second quick that time by. To the inside goes Cole Darcy down the back straightaway. Oh, Levi Ramsey's around in the grass. He keeps it going, and he will be in pit road now. Side by side for second.
Huge separation between the top 4 and the rest of the pack. I feel like part of that, has to do with the, big group of cars that went down the road. But the question is, when is this top 4 going to pit?
Yeah, I'm unsure. With all these cautions, I'm unsure how many laps these guys have on fuel. So it'll be interesting to see.
I think, the amount of caution we've had definitely throws any strategy out the window. At least from my perspective, you can't really, because a lot of the drivers, I'm sure we're not planning for that. So that really shakes up the entirety of the rest of this race as far as the strategy goes.
Yeah, lap traffic now going to start to become a factor, as that's the 6 car of Levi Ramsey there on the bottom. Bivens running about half a lane higher up than Elijah Fisher. Elijah Fisher's been quick, starting to lose a little bit of time to Mark Allen Bivens. Elijah Fisher with a great run tonight. So far, he's going to pull in to Mark Allen Bivens. And Bivens is in that dirty air. Levi Ramsey. 15 laps to go here from Las Vegas.
And I think what makes Elijah Fisher's run right now so impressive. He got involved heavy in that first incident of the night, and he's right back up there running for that top spot.
Yeah, he was almost upside down on lap 4. Now, lap 66, he's battling for the race win. It'll be interesting to see who's going to be the first one to pit. Ryan Peters, he was one of the first guys to pit from this group of Mark Allen Bivens. Elijah Fisher, that lap 47 group. We'll see when they start to come. Bivens coming this time. Connor Gibson, those two on the same strategy. Elijah Fisher will take the race lead here with 13 to go.
Now, I think the bigger question is, for Elijah Fisher, does he have the fuel to make it all the way up to the tire life? The fuel is the bigger question I have that I'm worried about here. If I was the 2 car and the rest of the cars running, because with all these costumes they've had, you can't be too sure with how much fuel these drivers have right now. So it's gonna come down to realistically how many
Darcy's
laps
coming in
you
this
have on fuel.
time. That's gonna put Elijah Fisher and Stephen Henning 1 and 2 with 12 laps to go. Elijah Fisher's pace has slowed down considerably after taking the lead here, possibly trying to save the fuel to make it to the end. First car on new tires is going to be Brock Whiteman, but Bivens coming out not too far behind him. Cameron Weisenberg able to get by him. He's going to fly right around him. But about 6 lap different tires there. Elijah Fisher still not into the pits, neither is Stephen Henning. Cole Darcy now exiting pit lane.
And right now, there's only 3 cars on the lead lap.
2 actually. It's only Elijah Fisher and Stephen Henning. Tommy Lemley still yet to pit, was 1 lap down. Kind of even out with everybody else. Brock Whiteman, though, not too far behind. Still have not pitted. 10 laps to go. Oh, a big block there from the 32. Bivens to the bottom here for provisionally second place if the field cycles around. Bivens has a second, almost 2-second gap to Brock Whiteman. It's about a 3/10 difference in lap time now. Now, Stephen Henning Jr. is going to let Brock Whiteman by. Not going to put on too much of a fight there. 9 laps to go for Elijah Fisher.
Does he have the fuel to make it around the rest of his races? If he doesn't, it is going to be very difficult to fight his way back up. And unless a caution or something comes out, he has. It looks like he's going slowly. Exploding the pit lane now.
Elijah Fisher in the pit road as well as Stephen Henning Jr. That's going to put Brock Whiteman provisionally in the lead. We'll see the call. Could it be 2 tires here for Elijah Fisher? Try and stay out front. Could it be a splash and go? Clean into his box. Battle for the lead now. Down to 1.1 seconds.
I think his second tire, because he's been in that pit box for a long time.
It's going to be 4 tires for Elijah Fisher. It's going to be kind of a slow stop. Brock Whiteman, your race leader now. Under 1 second of a gap for Mark Allen Bivens and Brock Whiteman. Bivens is gaining. He's about 2/10 quicker per lap. Behind him, the battle for third, Weisenberg and Romano. Now down to 6/10 of a second. 7 laps to go.
Yeah, sorry, my Mark Allen Bivens now through 3 and 4, coming into the trial. 6/10 was the gap last time. We'll see how many it is this time at the line.
It's going to be down to 3.
Will have to
6
see.
to go.
6 left to go. Mark chunked off 3 whole tenths that last lap, gaining on Brock Whiteman for the lead.
Whiteman's trying to find all the speed he can. And he's running that top now. He's going to pull away a little bit, keep that gap a little farther. Bivens getting the clean air, though, from that bottom. They're going to be side by side on turn 4.
Still side by side. That time of time is .006. Still side by side as we enter 1 and 2.
Going to pinch him down to the bottom. He's going to hold him there.
A little bit of contact there.
Oh, Whiteman got a little bit loose. Bivens, it's going to clear for the race lead. 4 laps to go. Here comes Whiteman. He's not going to go down without a fight. Whiteman back to the bottom. Can he make it stick? He gets a little bit loose. Oh, he's not going to be able to. Bivens clears once again.
Down back straightaway now, going into turn number 3. Bivens clear of Whiteman, but Whiteman, as you said, not gonna go down without trying to give it anything. Whiteman at the line. Seems like he's losing Bivens. Bivens maybe just has a little bit more speed.
Yeah, 6 lap fresher tires for Bivens.
Car. That 6 laps is gonna do a huge difference, especially in this short amount of time.
Yeah, it was 4 tenths, almost 5 tenths a second quicker for Bivens that time by. Wasn't the quickest car on track. That was Stephen Henning wrecking. They're upside down. Caution flies with 3 to go.
And this changes everything.
Right as I was talking about how quick Stephen Henning was. He was almost upside down. Oh! MJ Palmer. Oh! Oh no! Stephen Henning! He got hit again by Levi Ramsey. Not what Mark Allen Bivens wanted to see. Right there, MJ Palmer just... Oh, and... Oh!
Third car tonight to go on top of the safer barrier. I mean, I don't want to have to say it, but I mean, something might have to change to these trucks if they're going to keep getting everyone like that. I mean, it's ridiculous. But yeah, it looked like 12 just moved down the racetrack, you know, try and get back going, and just Dick's car was there. I don't think that's specifically on anyone in particular.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay. See what happened. Oh, it just was very weird.
Hard to get back on top. Just trying to get back on the racetrack.
Oh my goodness. Just Cole Darcy's gonna stay out. Mark Allen Bivens, Brock Whiteman, Emerson Arden, Benjamin Romano, Jordan Parker, Dylan Gross all pit. Levi Ramsey in the pits with big damage. But Cole Darcy's going to assume the lead. Elijah Fisher will move up to 5th on relatively fresh tires. They won't be the freshest in the field. They're going to be about 8-lap-old tires, but he was flying. He was quicker than everybody in the top 10. So,
will that play out? Obviously, you know, Mark Allen Bivens, I believe Brock Whiteman, Jordan Parker, as you said, they all went down pit road. How does this affect how this race plays out? I mean, Mark didn't fall too far back. He's only in 5th place, which on the restart here definitely isn't going to be that big of an effect. But I almost forgot, you know, how long we're going to actually got there. We're going to be single file for this restart, so it's going to have to. You're gonna have to be on your toes here to make up some ground here, because you're only gonna get 2 laps, so you gotta be moving quick.
Yeah, we'll see if race control makes it double file for this next restart. That's Cole Darcy. Looked like he was gonna come down pit road.
Decided not to.
Stephen Henning will come back down pit road. That car has massive damage. Seems to be crab walking. Now, the big question is, why did Mark Allen Bivens come down pit road? Could it have been possibly a fuel situation, not having enough fuel to come down, not having enough fuel to make it?
You know, I want to say it was a fuel thing, but I don't believe Mark pitted not too long before this incident happened. So I feel like he should be able to go off fuel. But to be fair, pretty much all race we've had absolutely no concept of how long you can go on a tank fuel because of all the caution we've had. So maybe he just ran the tank out.
They were only about 10 laps into the run. Let's take another look at this wreck. Just coming up, it kind of just met in the middle there. He gets turned around. When he hit the 37, that car got airborne on top of the safer barrier.
Not the first time tonight either. You know, that's a tough break for
what happened to MJ Palmer here. Did he possibly? Let's start on board. Oh, it looked like he was going to come down, so he just went up to avoid him. Made big contact with him.
I want to say, I mean, one thing, obviously, I mean, it's a tough break, Elijah Fisher, he's actually gonna be the one restarting in 5th place. Mark Allen Biven's actually restarting P8, but Elijah Fisher, as we saw,
Look at shoes cone with a double file.
he came down that he came down the road, and then the caution came out, about 3, 4, 5 hours later. So I mean, now you think, if Elijah Fisher can play it smart, he might still have a chance to go up there and win this race, especially with it being a 2-wide restart, not single file.
Yeah, he'll be on the bottom right there. Let's go through your restart here. Cole Darcy on the bottom. He'll be the control car. We've seen all night good restarts. Connor Gibson on the top. Drew Cox on the bottom. Then it'll be Cameron Weisenberg, Elijah Fisher, Ryan Peters, MJ Palmer, Mark Allen Bivens. He'll be restarting 8th. Emerson J. Arden, Brock Whiteman, Benjamin Romano, Jordan Parker, Dylan Gross, Robert Doucet, Tommy Lemley, and Stephen Henning Jr. back out on track. He'll be 1 lap down. Pace car is off. Lights are off. It'll be making the weird and hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Darcy's the control car. Gibson's got to time it well. Not a great start. A little bit of tire spin for Gibson. Darcy gets an amazing jump.
Looks like the 21 jumped right in front of that 31 car. Now the top 3 have all gone single file. The 2 car now clears 31, and now the top 5 are all single file. Starting from the 64 up front, back to the 31 in the back. Here comes Mark Allen Bivens.
Comes Drew Cox.
Into the 24.
Elijah Fisher, one of the cars on fresher tires. Here comes Bivens. Does he have enough time? They're almost wrecking. They're gonna be good. They're 4 wide though.
4 wide per second.
The battle for the lead though. Cole Darcy and Drew Cox. Here comes Bivens. He's up to 3rd.
Elijah Fisher tried to hang on to that last podium spot.
Here comes Bivens. Where's he gonna be able to go?
Bivens, they're wrecking behind. They're gonna race it back. We're gonna have a 3-wide finish to the line here. Bivens on the apron. It's gonna be
Drew Cox is gonna pick up his first win of the season. A dramatic finish.
Oh, we have Pepper slamming into the race.
Dylan
74
Gross
goes up and slams. That's at 64.
Cole Darcy with big damage. He's going to get hit once again. A big wreck to end the race and a crazy finish.
Man, I mean, I don't think there was any other way this race could have ended with the chaos of it. But what a finish! What a finish!
Almost 3 wide to the line. Let's see with the 74. Yeah, he just sent it in there. And I don't really think he was aiming for the 64, but he hit him nonetheless.
And I mean, one thing, before we bring in our podium finishers, Elijah Fisher got involved from the lap 4 incident, drives it home to a 4th place finish. That's definitely something I'm out here. But yeah, should we go ahead and bring in our 3rd place finisher, Mark Allen Bivens?
Let's take a look at the wreck that happened in turn number 3.
I don't want to say, but I believe we had a 4th car go on the safe barrier.
Let's take a look at Connor Gibson. Around goes the 24, slightly into the air. Couple cars involved. That was the 41 of Brock Whiteman. He had a great night all night. Led a ton of laps. Let's bring in Drew Cox. Sorry, Mark Allen Bivens in the 76.
Oh.
Hey, Mark, James Mason up at the broadcast booth. We got a copy.
Yeah, gotcha.
Obviously, congratulations on finishing 3rd here after you won last week as well. So back-to-back podium finishes. chaotic race today here at Vegas. I mean, lots of caution. I believe we had seven total on the night. I mean, just walk us through how you drove it through and to secure that podium spot.
I mean, I felt like that I had a really good pit strategy, and I pitted whenever I felt like my tires were starting to wear off, like I did last week, and we were 2 laps away from winning the thing, and caution came out. But I mean, it's whatever. Still third place, so we're having 100% podium rate. So third time talking to y'all. Hopefully, I get to talk to y'all more this season. But yeah, I felt like that I definitely could have played out the last corner and the last lap better. So yeah, I guess we just got to see where this takes us.
Yeah, you
I mean,
hard charged
go
from
ahead.
8th all the way up to 3rd. Thought you were going to be able to get there, just nowhere to go there. I mean, what was the call pitting there after having some of the better tires in the field?
I mean, looking back on it, I guess I shouldn't have. But you make those mistakes and you take those gambles, and you know what better place to take a gamble than Las Vegas? But yeah, you just gotta just learn, and that's what these races have been about, just living and learning. And we won one of them, finished 3rd this race, and so I guess I'm just gonna take that statistic and that information and head on to the next race that maybe something like that comes up.
Yeah, started off the season with a 3rd place, won last week, got another 3rd place here. Anything else you really want to say? Any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my family, my friends, everybody that helps me out with driving. I'd like to thank Lake Stores, 213 Similar, M&D Outfitters. I'd also like to thank Drew, because every single time that we talk after one of these races, which we've been on the podium every single race together, but every single time we talk, we always seem to get along well, and we seem to. I mean, I guess we're getting to know each other well too. So yeah, I just like to thank everybody for showing up, even though the beginning was kind of embarrassing as a league owner with all the cautions, but we got it sorted out. Just like to thank Race Control Nolan and y'all guys.
Yeah, you guys put on a great show. Congrats on the 3rd place finish, and we'll talk to you 2 weeks from now.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Let's bring in 2nd place driver of Cole Darcy. Cole, Mason and James up here in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
You had a great run. I know you only got the track earlier today. How was it?
I love it. It's one of the greatest tracks I've ever run. It was really good with the pretty much running flat out for most of the green flag run, but then you had to kind of let up during the when the tires got too bad. It was just overall an amazing racetrack. I loved it. It was great.
Obviously, one thing to add. Obviously, today chaotic race, lots and lots of cautions. Here tonight at Vegas. How did you manage it down on the car to just keep your car clean and get to the end?
So somehow I used up all my mulligans 20 laps in. I avoided every single big wreck because I was running top, maybe 7, 8 all race long. I avoided all the big wrecks that happened, and I would have been on track for a 3rd place finish if it wasn't for that last yellow. 2 leaders came in, I stayed out, and yeah, it was just I used the yellows to my advantage because I had 3.4 laps on fuel when that yellow came out, the last one, and I said, okay, screw it. I'm gonna this was early in the race, throwing a yellow. I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna come down pit road just because I can. That's probably one of the reasons why I lost. I'm gonna be totally honest, but I just did whatever I could, and I'm like, all right, I'll just call my shots, just see what happens.
Yeah, you ran
Honestly,
a great clean race all night.
I tried. I did my best. I don't get to do this often.
I mean, obviously, chaos of this race. It's hard to keep your car clean, but I think you managed to do it fairly well. So congratulations on your 2nd place finish, and best of luck next week.
Thank you very much.
Cole Darcy, 2nd place finisher. Let's bring in your race winner tonight. It's been bridesmaid a couple times. Drew Cox. Congrats on the win tonight.
Let's go. Finally.
Graduated from the bridesmaid.
Dude, it's about damn time.
I mean, a crazy, 3 wide finish there to the end.
Yeah, again, right? Came out on top though.
Well, you ran a good race other than the start of the race. Pretty chaotic there around what was it, 14, lap 14 there. You know,
I don't know. Yeah, it was just
other night ran a good clean race. That last stop, did you take 2 tires?
yeah. So basically, the night did not go anywhere as the plan. I mean, me and Josh kind of had. I mean, we always kind of have a game plan, but whenever you're not really getting no green flag runs and everybody's on the same tire strategy, it's hard to make up ground, especially whenever you were involved in a wreck. So, I mean, honestly, the first 40 laps was me just riding in the back because I knew how the race was shaping out, and I knew that once we got going and I got all my damage fixed, I'd be all right. But no, I actually, one of the times I pitted to repair, I forgot to uncheck my tires, so I took right sides. I ran on the same right sides from lap 30 to lap 65, I believe. And then that last stop, I took right sides again. I didn't even take lefts. I think I had 1 or 2 sets of lefts still in the pits. So yeah, 2-tire strategy.
Paid off tonight. I mean, looking at it, you gain the track position off of it. 4 seconds in the pits can be a couple seconds on track.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I knew how everything was shaping up, and I mean, right now me and Mark are so close in points and stuff. He was in front of me, but once he pitted, I decided to pit with him just to kind of minimize that. And I knew if I took just one set, and I feared they were taking both sets, even though he beat me in on pit road, I mean, I could at least come off with him. I mean, that last caution definitely saved me. I mean, I think I was probably maybe a 5th or 4th place truck at best, but I don't know. Maybe the tires cooled off a little bit under the caution because I just held it on the outside and it stuck. So, what a win, though, finally.
And yeah, obviously, I've asked pretty much everyone, in the booth so far today. I mean, chaotic race here at Vegas. I think we had 7 cautions on the night. Most of them, were fairly massive wrecks. I mean, how are you able to keep your car clean through all these wrecks tonight?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, the first 40 laps was a struggle. I mean, everything I tried to dodge didn't work, and I don't know. I just kept getting caught up in everybody's mess. But, at the end of the day, I knew that as long as I was there, top 5, I mean, I was going to be happy with that. Just the race really kind of fell into my hands, and I got a great restart. That green-white checker, probably the best restart I had all night. And I was able to stay with him, and we got out just enough on Mark before he could pass the cars that didn't take tires right there. We just got enough of a spread. I mean, if we had been the finish line in turn 1, I think Mark probably would have beat us. But, I mean, it was all in all, man, it was a great race. Like I said, I mean, the first 40 is just really kind of biding my time, even though I was already involved in one accident. I mean, ain't nothing you can do then. So I was just kind of working my way back, and everything kind of just played out.
Yeah, it all played out in your favor, and you capitalized on it, upgrading from that bridesmaid position. Anything else you want to say? Any sponsors you want to thank?
No, just another great week. I'm glad I finally got that win. I think that locked me in to playoffs now, so that's a plus. But still going to try to go. I mean, I want to win the points, the regular season at least. I mean, once we get to the championship, we'll see. But I'd like to be leading going into the playoffs for sure. So we just keep kind of building off of it. I mean, Josh, we qualified, I think, 2nd and 3rd. So, I mean, the races are going to fall into our hands. We just got, like I said, tonight was probably 50-50 luck, 50 skill. I don't know. Mainly luck though. But I don't know. We'll just keep going at it and be back here next week for sure.
All right, Drew. Well, congrats on the race win. We'll see you in 2 weeks from now.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That's Drew Cox, your race winner. Take a look at your finishing results here tonight. Drew Cox picking up the race win tonight. Really good finish for him. Cole Darcy second. Mark Allen Bivens third. Elijah Fisher fourth. Connor Gibson rounding out your top 5.
And finishing 6th was Benjamin Romano. 6th, Cameron Westenberg. 7th, was Cameron Westenberg. Emerson Arden, 8th. Jordan Parker, 9th. And Dylan Gross rounding out your top 10.
Robert Doucette, 11th. Brock Whiteman had a great run all night, led the most laps, coming home 12th. 13th, Ryan Peters. 14th, Stephen Henning. 15th, Tommy Lemley. MJ Palmer, 16th. Levi Ramsey, 17th. Andon Thompson, 18th. 19th, Shane Haar. Rounding out your field, Josh Brackett in the 20 car. That's going to do it for us tonight. Have a good rest of your night. We'll see you in 2 weeks from Iowa. For 100 laps at Iowa. Have a good rest of your night, folks. And we will see you next time.